Good late Thursday evening. I am certified meteorologist Nick Kelly checking in on this Thursday, July 5th of 2018. Surprise, surprise, it was again another hot and humid day. Mother Nature tried to help a few spots out with a random thunderstorm or two. I think we have a better shot for storms tomorrow, and that's going to lead to a pretty good weekend. So here's what we're looking at to sum things up before we dig deep into the forecast. I do have thunderstorm chances, at least a better shot for scattered storms picking up on your Friday. Then, once we get past those rain chances, drier air works in, we'll get a break from the 90s. We're looking at a pretty good weekend overall lining up for us. It'll be a short-lived break from the heat, though. Once we get the new work week ahead of us underway, we will be easily going back into the classic summer heat and humidity that we've gotten all too familiar with around here. 7th the range line late on this Thursday night, looking nice and quiet after the city itself had a quiet day overall, but a hot day especially. 69 to start this morning, close to average for this time of the year, but that high of 96, that's above our average high of 90. Thankfully, not threatening that record of 105 set way back in 1954. In Joplin, back at 11:14, we had the airport checking in at 81, feeling like 85, thanks to dew points still in the lower 70s. At least we have a light east breeze in place. We have our next front working through. It already brought in the north breeze. As long as that system hangs around tomorrow, that's going to be the focal point for some additional thunderstorm chances that we'll keep an eye on. As far as temperatures go around the rest of the area at 11:14 on this Thursday night, most spots upper 70s to lower 80s. You could still argue near Miami and around Grand Lake in northeastern Oklahoma, some spots still holding on to the mid-80s. But as long as those dew points are still up there, it's maybe a warm night, but that muggy air mass still makes it feel like we're in the 80s, and a few spots still late in the night, close to 90 degrees. Here's the SkyWatch storm tracker throughout, well, let's say the middle of the afternoon and up until about this point in time that this video was recorded. You can see how throughout the day most spots stay quiet, but late afternoon into this evening, Mother Nature tried to pop up a few thunderstorms around here. The better shot for thunderstorms, though, at least over the past few hours, at least to start the evening out, was mainly centered right along the Missouri-Arkansas state line. We had a severe storm near Branson, Kimberling City, over Table Rock Lake, and as that journeyed to the west, it fizzled apart. Now, whatever's left over, maybe just a shower east of Bentonville, and a few showers around Choteau and Chewy as we work closer into the green country in northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Those will continue to fall apart, and we were anticipating to see if we could see any more additional storms with these outflow boundaries. You can see as these storms fall apart, you can see how, let me quickly adjust the time lapse here. You can see as these storms decay, as I manipulate the time lapse here, you can see right around here with this decaying thunderstorm west of West Siloam Springs, and even this storm as it fell apart as it worked away from Branson. These thin blue lines, this rain-cooled air called an outflow boundary. Sometimes that could be strong enough to get additional thunderstorms going. In that sense, though, at least the way it panned out this evening, we are looking nice and quiet throughout the rest of the night. Here's our cold front in question. It's still working through. It'll still be around tomorrow, so that's going to be the focal point for additional scattered thunderstorms for your Friday afternoon. Then look what's behind the front. This big blue H to the surface won't bring in a lot of cooler air, but it'll bring in some cooler air, but mainly drier air. That's an air mass we'll definitely notice as we head into the coming weekend. All of this is finally coming to pass as our upper level ridge that's been baking us for most of this week continues its journey westward into the Rocky Mountains. Here's how we look for the rest of the night going into your Friday morning. We'll keep things quiet overall. I would disregard what the future track is suggesting there in southeastern Kansas. I think we'll start quiet in the morning and mild with temperatures starting in the lower 70s. Here's Friday afternoon. We'll be sitting in the upper 80s, partly sunny skies, but from Friday afternoon on until we get into the evening, the early evening, that is when we will have those scattered thunderstorms fire up. I think we do have a better shot of seeing some scattered storms tomorrow. 73 to start, 87 by noon. We'll have afternoon highs right around what the future track is suggesting there, 91 degrees. Here's how we look Friday night. Once we get into the late night, we're done with thunderstorm chances. That north breeze finally brings in some drier air, and look at what it does with temperatures. We'll start in the mid-60s with eventually clearing skies going into Saturday morning. Here's a look at Saturday afternoon. How nice does this look? Mostly sunny skies, an east-northeast breeze bringing in that drier air. We'll have temperatures still a bit on the warm side, right around, let's say 87, 88 degrees. But the key point that what this front will do, at least the backside of this front will do, is we'll go from dew points back in the lower to middle 70s for your Friday afternoon. Here's a look at Saturday. Dew points, upper 50s, lower 60s. That is a much drier air mass. It won't be so muggy as we go into Saturday and Sunday. So your two pick days for the coming weekend. Saturday with highs are 88, 89 on Sunday. And the mornings don't look bad either. Saturday and Sunday morning, generally in the mid-60s. So that's going to feel mighty nice to enjoy this weekend. Again, enjoy it if you can, because as soon as we hit Monday, we go back into the lower 90s to start the work week out, mid-90s by the middle of the week. And other than some random thunderstorms, which is what we usually get during the early summer months, going into next week, we will see that heat and humidity build back in once again. Have a good night. Have a great Friday.